All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about Generation Alpha, the first generation to be born entirely within the 21st century. I'm talking about the kids who learn how to swipe before they learn how to walk. And believe it or not, they're already shaping our world in ways we're just now starting to understand. So let's get into what makes this generation tick.
Do you remember this? I mean, the sheer excitement, the suspense of dropping off a roll of film and waiting days just to see if you got a single good shot. It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Well, for an entire generation, that concept isn't just old, it's completely alien.
So let's meet them officially. Generation Alpha. These are the kids born from 2010 onwards. They're the children of millennials, and crucially, they are the first generation to have spent their entire lives in the 21st century. Their reality has been digital from their very first breath. And that brings us to our first major point. This is the 100% digital generation. For them, technology isn't something they learned. It's their native language.
Every generation has its defining technology, right? For boomers, it was a shared experience around the radio. For Gen X, the VCR made entertainment personal. For millennials, that screeching dial-up internet was our slow, noisy gateway to a new world. But for Generation Alpha, there was no gateway. The tablet wasn't a discovery. It was just there. It's their baseline for reality.
Think about this for a second. The physical act of rewinding a cassette or looking up a number in a giant paper book. To us, those are memories. To them, they sound like bizarre rituals from some lost civilization. The very concept of waiting for media has been almost entirely erased. But alphas aren't just passive users of technology. No way. They are actively shaping it. In a very real way, modern tech is being built specifically for them. I love this phrase, involuntary co-authors. It's perfect. They didn't ask for this role, but their attention, their demand for constant entertainment has forced the entire tech world to adapt and create for them. And that demand has created an entire economy built around them. The dream job isn't astronaut anymore, it's kid YouTuber. Entertainment and education have completely merged with gamified learning and augmented reality coloring books. Even the idea of a career starts earlier on TikTok, while AI is already becoming their go-to homework partner. Now, this influence extends beyond screens and into something way more fundamental: what they eat and drink. Their tastes, and just as importantly, the ideals of their millennial parents are completely changing the menu. The shift here is almost comical. Our childhood treat was a can of soda. Theirs is a kids-friendly green juice secretly packed with kale, or a milkshake that's less about the taste and more about the edible glitter for the perfect Instagram photo. The priorities have totally flipped. And their plate is this incredible paradox. You've got hyper-curated organic baby food right alongside viral candy from a TikTok trend. You have meticulously Instagrammable meals and fast food brought to the door by a delivery app. And in the middle of it all, one thing remains sacred: the chicken nugget. But yeah, they have to be shaped like dinosaurs. Okay, so we've seen how they play and what they eat. But what about how they learn? The classroom for Generation Alpha is undergoing a radical transformation. For them, technology isn't a tool you bring into the classroom, it is the classroom. It starts with a hybrid model, blending in-person and online learning. Then, chalkboards are replaced with digital whiteboards. Learning itself becomes a game, using Minecraft or Roblox. And collaboration, that doesn't happen around a table. It happens in online teams. Now, let's ground this global trend with some specific examples. This isn't just happening somewhere else. It's leaving a tangible mark all across Brazil as cities and businesses adapt to their youngest residents. And this isn't just theory. You can see the physical reshaping of cities. Sao Paulo is seeing a boom in kids-friendly co-working spaces so parents can work. Rio has playgrounds with virtual reality. Even traditional events are changing. Salvador uses digital shirts for kids' carnival groups. The needs of this generation are literally changing the architecture of daily life. So what's the bottom line? If you have to summarize a generation this young, maybe the best way to think of them is as the slow Wi-Fi generation. Let's be clear, they didn't invent the smartphone, the apps, or the infrastructure. That was all built by the generations that came before them. But, and this is the key takeaway, they are the reason everything is accelerating. Their expectation of instant access and constant engagement is the driving force making our digital world faster, more visually stimulating, and yes, absolutely full of notifications. It all comes down to this single quote. They don't ask, what is Wi-Fi? They ask, why is the Wi-Fi so slow? Their baseline assumption isn't the existence of technology, but its perfect, seamless performance. For Generation Alpha, the internet isn't a service you connect to. It's the environment you're born into. And for them, the only real question is, why isn't it faster?